Hello, I'm Wayne Leck and I'm going to be doing question 9 of June 2013 Core 3 for AQA. Now, according to my examiner's report here, most students scored the full marks. People who lost them for arithmetic mistakes and silly bloopers rather than not knowing what to do. A lot of people got the full marks. So let's turn to the whiteboard and go through question 9, shall we? So, question 9, there's no part A and part B in this one. It actually says a lot more words than this. I just sort of simplified the question down to save room. So, a vase can be modelled by rotating the curve 16x squared minus bracket 8 minus, but y minus 8 squared equals 32. So we're rotating it between points y equals 0 and y equals x about the y-axis. So we're rotating it through 2 pi radians about the y-axis. Give an exact value for the volume. So we know, or we should know, we're going to be using the integral of pi x squared dy. Okay, so x squared is going to be in terms of y. So our first job is to find out what that x squared equals. So what I'm going to do is this equation first. Let's get it 16x squared equals, and take this minus y minus 8 squared over the other side. So we get y minus 8 squared plus 32. Then we're going to divide both sides by 16, and then we're going to plonk it into here. So we've got the integral of, and we take this pi out and we deal with that at the end. And then we've got x squared dy, and we know that x squared, if we take the 16 over here, is going to be a 16th of this y minus 8 squared, plus 32 over 16 is just 2 dy. So our first job is to integrate that. So we're going to have pi lots of. So to integrate this, we do what we normally did back in Core 1 and Core 2. We add 1 to the power to become 3 and divide by it. So we've got a 16th, but now it's times by this third because we're dividing it by 3. So that's the same as times the coefficient by a third of y minus 8 cubed. So that's now been integrated. There was no jazzy rules, and 2 again it just becomes 2y. Okay, so we're integrating that. What are we integrating between? Well, it says in the question it's between y equals 0, which is down here, that point there is 0, and y equals 16. So the top of this vase is at the point y equals 16. So this integral sign is going to have a 0 at the bottom and 16 at the top. We're integrating between those 2 points, 0, 16, 0, 16, all the way around, 16, there you go. So now we do what we did back in AS with our maths. It's just normal integration at this point. We take the pi outside. We've got a 16th times a third of, now y is 16 first. So we've got 16 minus 8, which is 8 cubed, plus 2 times 16 is 32. That will be our first square bracket. And we minus the same thing, but with it all being 0. So we get a 16th times a third times this y is 0 minus 8 is minus 8 cubed, plus 2y, but y is 0, so that becomes 0. And you'll type that into your calculator and you'll times it all by pi, and I think it becomes 160 over 3 or something pi. Something like that. And so this was worth 5 marks altogether. And this, applying the correct formula would have been a mark, but getting it in terms of x squared properly would have been a mark. Some people tripped up there and put it in terms of x, and that's wrong. It has to be in terms of x squared. Integrating between the correct points is a mark, despite it telling you in the question. And then obviously doing the actual integration and getting to the correct answer is also a mark. And hopefully this has helped for question 9. Most people did do it fine but tripped up in arithmetic things. Let's get on to question 10. I'll see you there.